There's a version of investing where your money works a night shift you never have to clock into. It doesn't need supervision. It doesn't take sick days. It doesn't ask for a raise. And for most beginners, the tool that makes this possible isn't some complicated hedge fund strategy. It's something far simpler, sitting inside almost every basic brokerage account, mostly ignored because it doesn't sound exciting enough to go viral. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how ETFs can be used to build a real stream of passive income, what actually generates that income, which mistakes quietly sabotage beginners the most, and the specific steps to start building this for yourself, regardless of how much money you're starting with. Let's start with the problem most people run into. Most beginners hear the phrase, passive income, and picture something dramatic. Rental properties, online businesses running on autopilot, a dropshipping store that somehow prints money while they sleep. These things exist, but they usually require significant capital, ongoing management, or specialized skill to actually work. Meanwhile, an entire category of passive income sits quietly available to almost anyone with a brokerage account and a small amount of money to start, and most people walk right past it because it doesn't look flashy on a screen. Here's why most people get this wrong. They assume passive income from investing means picking the right stock and waiting for it to skyrocket. That's not passive income, that's speculation. Real passive income from investing usually comes from something far less dramatic, owning assets that regularly pay you simply for holding them, whether the market goes up, down, or sideways in the short term. ETFs are one of the most accessible ways to do exactly that. So let's break down what an ETF actually is, because everything else in this video builds on this one concept. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Think of it as a basket that holds many different investments inside it, stocks, bonds, or other assets, all bundled into a single purchase. When you buy one share of an ETF, you're not betting on a single company. You're buying a small slice of everything inside that basket at once. This matters enormously for passive income specifically, because certain ETFs are built to pass income directly to you, on a regular schedule, simply for owning them. That income mainly comes from two places, dividends and interest. Let's start with dividends. A dividend is a portion of a company's profit that gets paid out directly to shareholders, the people who own pieces of that company. Not every company pays dividends. Many growth-focused companies reinvest all their profit back into the business instead. But a large number of established, profitable companies choose to share a portion of their earnings with shareholders on a regular basis, often quarterly. When you own an ETF that holds dozens or hundreds of these dividend-paying companies, that ETF collects all those individual dividend payments and distributes them to you as the ETF's own shareholder, usually on a set schedule. This is where things start to feel almost mechanical in a good way. You don't have to track down which individual companies are paying dividends this quarter. You don't have to manually collect dozens of small payments from dozens of different companies. The ETF does that collection and distribution for you automatically, simply because you own shares of it. The second source of income comes from ETFs that hold bonds. A bond is essentially a loan. When you own a bond, you're lending money, often to a government or a corporation, and in exchange, you receive regular interest payments until the loan is repaid. Bond ETFs bundle many of these loans together, and just like with dividend ETFs, the interest collected from all those underlying bonds gets distributed to you as the ETF holder on a regular schedule. Now here's where this becomes genuinely powerful for a beginner. You don't need to become an expert in evaluating individual companies or individual bonds to access this income. You need to understand which categories of ETFs are designed to produce it, and how to combine them intelligently. Let's talk about the specific types of ETFs beginners typically use to build passive income. The first category is dividend-focused stock ETFs. These are ETFs specifically built to hold companies with a strong, often long, history of paying and increasing their dividends. Instead of chasing the highest possible growth, these ETFs prioritize stability and consistent income. Historically, sectors like utilities, consumer staples, and certain financial companies have been more likely to fall into this category, though this varies over time and isn't guaranteed to continue in any specific pattern going forward. The second category is broad market ETFs that pay dividends simply because a portion of the companies inside them happen to. A total market ETF or an S&P 500 ETF, which holds pieces of 500 of the largest publicly traded companies in the United States, will typically pay some dividend income as a byproduct of holding many profitable, established companies, even though dividend payments aren't the primary focus of the fund. The third category is bond ETFs, which we touched on already. These provide interest-based income and often behave differently than stock-based ETFs during market downturns, which is why many passive income strategies combine both stock ETFs and bond ETFs rather than relying on just one. The fourth category is real estate-focused ETFs, sometimes called REIT ETFs. REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, which is a company that owns income-producing real estate, like apartment buildings, shopping centers, or office space, and is legally required to distribute a large portion of its profit to shareholders. A REIT ETF bundles many of these real estate companies together, giving you exposure to real estate income without needing to buy a physical property, manage tenants, or handle maintenance yourself. Here's a real-world example to make this concrete. Imagine an investor puts money into a broad dividend-focused ETF. Historically, dividend-paying segments of the market have offered dividend yields, meaning the annual dividend payment expressed as a percentage of the investment's value, that have varied depending on the specific ETF, market conditions, and time period, sometimes ranging roughly between 2 and 4% annually, though this fluctuates and isn't fixed or guaranteed. On a $10,000 investment, a rough 2 to 4% yield could represent a few $100s in dividend income over the course of a year, paid out gradually rather than in one lump sum, typically distributed quarterly. That income arrives regardless of whether you actively check your portfolio that day, regardless of whether you're working, sleeping, or on vacation. Now, that number alone might not sound life-changing. And it shouldn't yet. This is where the real engine of passive income investing comes into play, a concept called compound interest, or more specifically in this context, dividend reinvestment. Here's the key mechanism most beginners miss entirely. When your ETF pays a dividend, you have a choice. You can take that cash payment and spend it, or you can reinvest it, meaning you use that dividend income to automatically buy more shares of the same ETF. Many brokerage accounts offer something called a dividend reinvestment plan, often abbreviated as DRIP, which automates this process entirely. Instead of the dividend landing in your account as idle cash, it's automatically used to purchase additional shares, often including fractional shares, meaning partial shares rather than only whole ones. Here's why this matters so much. Each new share you acquire through reinvestment will itself generate its own future dividend payments. Those future dividends can then buy even more shares, which generate even more dividends. This is compound interest doing exactly what it does with any investment, except here it's specifically fueled by income the ETF itself is generating, not just by market price growth. In the early years, this feels slow, almost invisible. Over long stretches of time, this reinvestment engine can meaningfully accelerate how quickly your passive income stream grows, because you're not just relying on the ETF's price increasing. You're relying on the number of shares you own steadily increasing as well.